right now in his life, he is very concerned about being pigeonholed as an actor, because I think he's doing roles, and I saw he was in June too. That's actually what inspired me to do this. Similar to Hi everyone, welcome back to Not Like Time. My name is Hallie. So grateful to have you all. So I have been asked to do this video a few times. I'm so sorry that it took me long to get to it. I honestly didn't want to do it in the beginning because I felt like, I don't know, there's just something about this guy. I have never met him. I don't have any connection to him, but I was hesitant to do it, but I decided to do it now. Sometimes my intuition will tell me not to do something for some reason, and I just listen to it because I don't want to. I've been right sometimes when I push something or I force something. So thank you for all of those who waited for this video. It's about Austin Butler, who played Elvis. It's so funny, I was just talking about Marilyn Monroe and I said I don't understand the hype behind Marilyn Monroe, and I've been not really compared to, but sometimes people be like, oh my god, you remind me of, you have an essence of Marilyn Monroe, and I'm like, I don't see it, but okay. Same thing with Elvis. Not that I remind people of Elvis, but I just don't understand the hype. I never understood the hype, and I'm not an Elvis person, so I never saw the movie. But some of you have asked me to do a video about him. I didn't realize he's born in California. I saw that too. I thought he was British. Because Austin Butler is such a British name. But yeah, let's get into the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please consider becoming a member. It's really worth it. Go to the membership tab. You'll see all the perks. So his sun is in Leo. His moon is in Sagittarius, and his rising is in Taurus. I have such a love for Leos. I feel like they're very interesting people, very inspiring too. Definitely my compliment. A lot of Leos. Some Leos I've met I'm not too crazy about, but it is what it is. As a whole, Leo is my favorite sign. So the past being King of Swords, Ace of Cups, and Ten of Pentacles. So I feel pretty strongly like there's somebody in his life that since he was a kid was directing him to propel and believes in his dreams. And there's something, I have a lot of Leos in my life, and something that they love is when people support them. It's very similar to Aquarius actually. I'm Aquarius and Leos are opposite, and amongst opposite signs there are things that are congruent with one another and things that are completely different. And something that is common amongst Leos and Aquarius is that we love people supporting us. You know, whenever I have an idea and I go to someone and I'm like, oh, I have this idea, and they're like, it's not gonna work because of ABC. Like, I'm never gonna tell you anything again. You know, same thing with Leos. You know, one of my really good friends is Leo, and whenever I go to him, he's always so positive about what we can do, and I love that. Obviously, be real with me that this is an option. Same thing with him, and that's why we get along so well. So somebody in his life said, you know what, we can make this happen. We can make your dream happen. We can make what you want to happen. And they connected him with agents and so forth and so forth and so forth. I think since he was 15, I get 15 for some reason, I get that number. So the present being Ace of Swords, Nine of Wands, and Two of Pentacles. I see very strongly here that there's almost a sense of right now in his life, he is very concerned about being pigeonholed as an actor, because I think he's doing roles, and I saw he was in June too. That's actually what inspired me to do this. Similar to Timothée Chalamet, that they have actually very similar trajectories of the careers moving forward. I think, you know, in every era, every generation, there are competing people amongst different genres. So the heartthrob, you know, in the 90s was a few people, but I would say mostly it was Tom Cruise versus Brad Pitt, you know. And in the 2000s, I mean, I was a baby in the 90s, but to the 2000s, it was who was it? You get my drift, you know. So they are competing, I think, for the same roles, the same energy, and they're creating the same trajectory of career. With that being said, they don't want to be pigeonholed, so that's why they're doing many different things. I actually see him doing similar to Timothée Chalamet, like very independent movies, similar to like Edward Scissorhands, stuff like that, to get away from being typecast, which is very good, but I think he's doing a little too much and it might be a little too forced. So with the future being Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, and the Moon, which is kind of a shadow side of Leos that I see sometimes. I feel like with Leos, the shadow side regarding career is that they always want to be ahead and they don't really necessarily look now to the present. And the present leads us to the future. So we can have goals, but to be so into a goal too much that we're not focused about where we are, that's a problem. And I see that happening here. So the Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, and the Moon for his future. He's going to have to let go of certain people that want him to be in a career that he, well, not a career, but in a typecast or casting him for things that he doesn't want to do. Let's see. And I do think that the people he's working with are trying to make him out to be like this. They're trying to revive like the 90s heartthrob kind of thing, you know? With the jeans and similar to like, I feel like that era was inspired by the Elvis era, just in a different way, if that makes sense. Like 90210, the way that they dressed and stuff could be similar to how Elvis dressed, just different, if you know what I mean. It's just like now I see a lot of like 70s stuff, a lot of 90s stuff, like 90s like Clueless and stuff like that, inspired even with songs. So I went on a tangent. They're trying to make him a heartthrob and he doesn't want to be one. He wants to be more artsy, he wants to be more free, but they're pushing him to be more like his management and agents are pushing him to be more heartthrob, but he doesn't want to be one. So with Two of Cups, Temperance, and Page of Pentacles, he's going to meet somebody that's going to change this about him, change how he's seen, because you can see, I see very strongly he's going in two different directions, especially with Two of Pentacles that I saw earlier. He's going in two different directions, but he wants to be his own. He wants to go on his own way. People are kind of like pulling him one way, pulling him another way, but this person's going to help him make his own way. With Three of Pentacles and the Hermit, he's going to go quiet for a bit. I didn't see how old he is, but when he's 25, I get the number 5. So when he's 25, I think he might be 25 next year or this year, he's going to go into isolation to really find out within himself which way he needs to go. So I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. That was quite an intense reading. Take care.